LB,
Hi.
how are you?
Okay, how are you?
Hanging in there. I think I'm gonna just jump in if that's cool with you. In
Yeah.
fact, we are. We just jumped in.
Oh, great.
How are you?
You know, quarantining. How are you?
Quarantined? How are you guys? Quarantined?
Such a weird thing. It feels like some weird futuristic movie that I don't want to be watching.
So far, I don't like this movie. This is not a
No,
movie that I like.
not a good movie. I'd like to return it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't even rewind it. I would just return it unrewound if it was 1988.
Exactly. I
Um,
know.
the
Well,
first question I have for you, which I'm curious about, is
yeah.
'cause we've only been in touch, I think, once or twice since you had your daughter.
Yes.
And how is
She's really,
she's 3 now, right?
yeah.
Holy, are we allowed to say her name, or do you not say her name?
Yeah. Her name is Ella. I just don't show pictures of her face.
Right.
Um, Her name is Ella, and she's 3, and she is the thing I keep saying to myself is she will be a remarkable woman. Like the thing that makes her a challenging toddler will
Right.
make her an utterly resilient woman. But
Hope.
if she is not the president of the United States of America, it will not be worth it.
I
That's her only option.
I understand. Well,
Any less, and I'm like, wasn't worth it. Anything else.
okay, I'm gonna jump in here too. I got to tell you, this morning I was thinking about asking you about Ella Rose, and my next thought was, I've never been more grateful that my sons are grown.
Yes. Having a toddler in quarantine, it's just not everyone who's like, I'm just binge watching.
Oh wait, our connection got. You're frozen. What happened? Laura, come back. Come back, Laura. It's the good news is this is a super cute picture of you that's frozen. But the bad news is, here I'm texting you now. We have to air this the way it is because you.
Is this any better?
Okay, this is good. The good news is you got frozen in this super cute pose.
That's all I care about.
All I care about.
But I
So
need you to know
like,
that now I'm in a bathroom
oh, nice.
because I'm hiding from my toddler.
I understand. That's what we were talking about.
It's the only place I can be.
So Patrick, your husband, is with her now. Yeah. So he's
with her now, and then we're in New Jersey with my parents.
That was my next question. So when did you get out of New York?
We got out of New York over 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then my husband has been working from home, and I've been working from home as much as possible.
Right.
But asking a 3-year-old to like never leave the house, to not have any other kids around, it's just not.
How did you initially explain it to her, and have you sort of, as the situation has gotten worse and worse, have you updated her and been like, honey, this is like this thing that we talked about the other day has gotten a lot worse, and without scaring her?
Days. No, she's 3, so I'm like, there's people are getting a really bad cold, and we can get it in Nana and Grandpa's house. And then if we do go outside, we have to be far enough away from someone that our arms can't touch. And she's like, okay. And today I actually went and like picked up groceries from outside of the store. And I was like, Ella, I have to go outside and Grandpa's house.
But we missed that because your connection's not good.
And pointed outside. So it's like she's already just in this world now. She's like, okay, we live in a world where we don't go outside. It's like WALL-E. Remember that movie WALL-E?
Yeah.
I feel like that's what we're living.
Yeah. Well,
so when we ask her where she lives, she says Nana and Grandpa's.
Oh, so she's adapted immediately.
Totally. She's like, oh, I get 100% of your attention, and I get to live and have a car.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. Until 7:30.
Oh God.
At night, when I also go to bed.
Wow. Yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, while you're dealing with that, Daisy and I are just thinking, what cocktails should we start with today? Sorry.
Also, it's raining here. Also, the weather is horrendous.
But doesn't that make it a little bit better?
No, it doesn't. because then you can't go outside with a 3-year-old. It does not.
Well,
But let me just say, every day, the first thing I do when I wake up is count my blessings and like make a gratitude list. And then I do it before I go to bed too. Because it's so easy to get in like a pity party of like, I'm inside with a 3-year-old. Meanwhile, there's people who have no access to food. They can't afford to have pay 2 weeks worth of groceries. Exactly. They have to go to work, or they're, so I have such a cushy situation here that I'm not trying to complain by any means. I also have a brand new respect for stay-at-home parents.
Yeah.
And parents who always work from home. Like, I literally don't know how they ever get anything done.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to be in that.
There are these superhumans that now that we're, clearly aware of, who have really successful careers and are stay-at-home parents at the same time. Yeah. That is unbelievable to me.
Don't know how they do it. I genuinely don't know.
I got it this morning.
I hear my child.
Don't make a sound.
I know. Everybody shut the fuck up. She's still here. She's like,
she goes,
listen.
Where's mommy?
Your mouth. I will murder you. Okay.
So I got a text. No.
No. I can't. Literally, this is my life.
This is the best episode of the show that we're ever going to have. She's hiding by the door. You can have a.
Tell me more about it.
Yeah. I got a text. Check this out. And I don't mean to tell you this to freak you out, but I got a text from a friend of mine today who lives in Nashville. Oh no, I'm sorry. He lives in Atlanta, and he got the word this morning that their school, they have one kid in grade school, and they got the text this morning that they've shut down the school for the rest of the year.
Oh yeah, no, that's everywhere. They're like, everybody's going to be shutting down for until the end of the year.
Yeah.
Which, look, I'm grateful that this is the response. I'm grateful that people are staying inside, and the only way that we're going to be able to beat this and flatten the curve is if everybody goes along with this. And that's, so I'm grateful that so many people are, and I wish that everyone was.
I wish that too. And we've gone through periods of outrage and just absolute being somewhere between incredulous and just really, really super pissed off when we see. Yesterday we took my mom lives in an apartment about 25 minutes away, and she's been completely, because she is autoimmune compromised and immune compromised, and but she's been great. She doesn't let anybody near her. But so every few days we take her over some food that we make here and leave it outside the building, and then she washes it down, and she's doing fine. We FaceTime with her every day.
Yeah.
But as we drove from our place in Malibu over the canyon, here in Malibu, yesterday we passed a couple of outdoor markets. And people were like right up against each other, just jammed in there. Like, let me see those grapefruits. Like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is wrong with people?
This is what I don't know. I don't know if they just think they're superhuman. I don't know if they just think it doesn't apply to them, or they don't believe it's real, or that grapefruit is just, they have to have it. Like, I don't understand that kind of that selfishness, frankly.
Totally. Totally.
It's just utterly selfish. And my mom's immune compromised, and so we haven't been leaving the house at all, and it just pisses me off. I drove by a bar last week and it was packed. I was like, get out of that bar, everybody.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
We're starting to we really kind of want to start yelling at the window at people, because it really does affect everybody. It's like, this is not
honestly, that's the web series I want to see.
Where we're overreacting.
I want to see. No, it's ridiculous.
We'll do a video of it and I'll send it to you.
Please, that's what I want.
I'll do a video of Daisy getting all Jersey on these people.
Listen, I'm from Jersey, so I love the Jersey girl. Jersey girls.
On a lighter note.
Yes.
You were kind enough, and I can't wait to listen to it. You sent me you have a new album coming out pretty soon. Tell me about that, because I haven't heard it yet. You sent it to me.
Yeah, I did. So Gilstein did all the. I don't know if you know who he is, but he is like incredible jazz arranger.
Say
He's
his name again because you're
just
we're
worked with the
breaking up.
absolute best people. I am. Let me try to find a different place. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me find. All right, just
Just
a
don't let
brief
Ella
tour of
Rose
my
know where you
parents'
are.
house. No, she's upstairs now. Okay, is this
Oh, this is
any
much better.
better?
Much better.
Oh, okay. His name is Gil Goldstein,
Mm-hmm.
and is this okay?
Yeah, much better. Well, it was better. Now, not so much. Now, now you're completely. I see you. You look great, but there's no audio.
Can you hear me?
Right there. Don't move. Don't move. Stand like a mannequin.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay.
Gil
Okay.
Goldstein.
Gil Goldstein, amazing jazz pianist, arranger. He plays the accordion a lot on my album. I love it. It's eclectic for sure,
Mm-hmm.
but we've done pop covers as well as some jazz covers and like a few, maybe like 2 theater songs.
No original.
And I'm really proud of it. I didn't. You know, I didn't want to try and do everything in a first album. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Oh, that's right. This is really officially
And
your
it
first
really,
album.
yeah.
Your real
I
debut.
have a lot. Yes, I have a live album, but I don't have a studio.
Right.
Yeah. And I've been in
So,
this business since I was 18, so 23 years, and I don't have a studio album yet.
well, you do now.
Yeah, it's a big deal for me. So our first single is coming out April 10th.
Yeah.
And I'm donating all of my proceeds to an organization called Food Corps,
Yeah.
which, you know, under normal circumstances works to make sure that all children have access to healthy food within their schools.
Yeah.
And during this crisis, they're making sure that kids who rely upon, you know, school for the most of their nutrition are, you know, still have access to it. So they're delivering food to these kids. They're just an amazing organization. So I'll never get used to the phrase dropping, but we're dropping the single April 10th, and also a music video that we're putting together that,
Oh, cool.
yeah, that I'm really proud of. That's going to feature a lot of, you know, how essentially we're quarantining and like what's getting us through, and then people who are going to work, and then, you know, the people who are on the front lines of it all, being of service, doctors, nurses, people who are, you know, bringing food door to door and putting themselves in jeopardy.
Yeah.
In order, you know, for other people who have less advantage than they do.
There are quite a few organizations who are, there's one that I'm a big fan of called Meals on Wheels, and they've been, you know, they've been around for a long time, and they will go back eventually to doing what they do, which is to get food to seniors.
Yeah.
But they can't really do the deliveries right now because of the situation. And so an organization like that, which is so important, is now losing a lot of funding because a lot of people are thinking, well, they can't really do it right now, so we're not gonna, but we need to keep these companies alive so that when this thing, you know, when we're at a point where we've flattened the curve, hopefully, and people are starting to get food delivered again, that way, that they're back in business.
A lot of them are adapting though, you know, and are able to figure out a way to minimize the amount of people out and to make sure that they, you know, leave it outside of a person's door, that they use gloves, that they use masks. So, you know, a lot of organizations, including Food Corps, they're adapting to this life that we're living right now.
That's really cool that you're donating proceeds to them. But it's also got to be weird for you. Now, here we go. You're finally putting out your first studio album, and you would normally be right on the road. By the way, you haven't seen Laura Benanti live, and as brilliant as she is in the theater, you have to see her concert. Your stage show is so unique and so, because it's so musically good, but you're so funny and you're so charming on stage that everybody should go see you. And that's got to be a total bummer for you because you would normally just be out doing gig after gig after gig to promote the album, right? So what are you going to do in place of that?
I mean, all my shows have been canceled or postponed. So, you know, I'm trying to remember that people are stuck inside and are going to want to listen, you know, still want to listen to music.
Yeah.
So, you know, hopefully they'll buy the album, but
think like everyone in every job, we're just sort of having to wait and see what happens. You know, my prayer and hope is that, you know, the live arts is not permanently affected by this. I don't think it will be. I think we'll, you know, have a resurgence once we figure all of this out.
Yeah.
But it's definitely disappointing. That being said, you know, I'm like really trying desperately not to focus on the negative aspects of it, because then I just won't get up in the morning and take care of my kid and or be of service, which is what I'm trying to be. I also started this hashtag on social media that people can check out called Sunshine Songs.
Yeah.
And I asked all these kids, you know, who had their school musicals canceled to please send me videos of them performing. And I thought I was going to get like 20.
Oh, no, it's out of control. I've been watching.
Crazy.
Yeah. It's awesome.
I mean, I have over 5,000 submissions. The video's been seen like 3.8 million times or something like that.
Yeah.
And now my friend Kate, who's a mediator down south, my friend Kate and I have figured out a way to get it to senior centers and hospitals and isolated people who don't have access to social media. So they can get it just in an email, and they just have to click the link, and then they'll have like, we're going to basically put it together in like a virtual variety show. So we're going to go through and curate it so that it really feels like a 30-minute performance.
Right.
And so we'll be sending those out to people so that people like your mom and my grandma can feel like, you know, they're seeing something they enjoy. And then these kids feel like they have an audience, because,
totally.
You know, how disappointing for them. Some of them are seniors in high school, you know, they'll never get to do their school musical again. It just hurt.
Yeah, that was a great idea. And I as soon as I saw you post that, I thought this is going to be massive, and it was even bigger than even you imagined it would be.
If I thought it was going to be that big of a deal, I would have put makeup on in that video. Instead of looking like the zombies had eaten me and left me. Like that's how I'll be remembered, but honestly, that's fine.
Yeah, it's such a great thing. And it's, you know, it is kind of interesting how there's always silver linings, and there are always like, you know, and we come at it from every day and every night, a place of gratitude that we're experiencing this particular thing the way we are. We're so grateful for the fact that we get to experience it the way we are. Even just the fact that we're together, even the fact that you have Patrick and Ella, and, you know, so many people are going through this alone, and just that alone is pretty major. But there are also these other silver linings which I'm looking forward to seeing, whether it be environmentally, which I think there'll be a massive, already is an impact, but there could be a massive environmental impact for the better coming out of this. And I'm just hoping that I'm maybe just now starting to see a little turn towards more humanity and more kindness. It's been so lacking. I think that, you know,
I think this one is bringing out the best and worst in people, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, it's bringing out some really beautiful community efforts.
Yeah.
I think that we're seeing that we actually don't want to live in a virtual world.
Right.
Even though we sort of have been, we're all in our phones all the time.
Yeah.
And I think we're really missing that human connection, you know?
Totally.
So my hope that something can remember when we come out of this. And I can't help feel like this is just going like, go to your room, you know, like you time out, think about what you've done. And then hopefully when we get out, we'll be like, maybe we don't want to destroy the earth with plastic.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Maybe we want to be kind to each other. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just giving us a moment to be like, I like the earth and I'd like to be outside in it. I don't know.
Yeah, that's good. I like it. All right. Well, you stay safe, Laura Benanti. Thanks for spending some time with me. And I hope that your daughter doesn't find you, at least for the next 10 minutes, so you can have some.
I'm going to hide here until she cries for me. Oh, that's now.
Boom. All right. You guys be safe. Thanks again. And let me know when to post about your album coming out. It's April. What's the release date?
Well, April 10th is the
single?
Is the single, and then June, I think it's going to be June 23rd for the album.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you know that I'll be telling everybody about it.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Good to see you, sweetheart. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye.